Okay, Jason, talking about your handheld title from Powerhead Games.
Hi, can you hear me okay? Sorry if my voice is a little odd, I'm recovering from a cold. And the door's right over. No, my company Powerhead Games just finished a Nintendo DS and GBA game for Konami, based on a cartoon, which some people may have heard of in the US, but it's actually a really popular cartoon, much more so in Italy and Europe. And it's called Wings Quest. It's called Wings, and our game is called Quest for the Codex. We finished a game last year for Ubisoft called Trolls, which was based on a similar license, and Konami was impressed with that and asked us how we would handle their license, the license that they had acquired the rights to, and we gave them a proposal, which they obviously liked a lot because they picked us to do both the DS and the GBA game. One of the nice things about doing them simultaneously is that we were able to share resources and assets between the two projects. So what else do I have there? It's coming out in a couple weeks, actually. I think November 14th is the official date. It took us 10 months. That includes pre-production and the pitch process. We wrapped it up in August. We localized the project into 4 languages. One of the interesting things about it is because the license is more popular in Europe, that was our focus, that particular SKU, making sure that the European version was done on time. Usually for us, when we do a project, it's American-centric, and we have to do localization afterwards, almost as an afterthought. The publisher is very focused on getting the North American version done. In this instance, we had to get them both done for this year. The next slide. So the game has a lot of components. It's a side-scrolling shooter. It's got a magic closet dress-up area, which I'll show you in a second. It has mini games for each of the 6 main characters. So we had to do a lot of design work, which is a great thing working on handheld projects, is that everyone gets to be involved. I like to kind of think of our guys as very multifaceted, able to wear lots of different hats, and being able to both program and do design work, both create art but also contribute to the design. Here we show the side-scrolling shooter. On the top left, you'll see our original sketch for the character flying around. And I don't know if you can really tell, there's a little character on top of floating around here. I wish I were taller, but there's a little pixie character, which is a new element they were introducing into the cartoon in 2006, and it was very important for us to make sure that element is actually in the game. And as you can see from the screenshots below, we pretty much nailed what we were trying to do, and in fact, it's a little better in color. And then, they're kind of faded out. I don't know if you can really see.
Yeah, a little washed out. On the TV screens, you can see the pencil sketches a little bit better.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, David. There are a few Powerhead guys here who helped build the game. You'll be able to tell who they are because they're smiling right now, but also because they'll have DSs with little gray cartridges in the back that'll show off Wings, and actually another game that we finished for this year. So the 3 sketches, which you can't see on this big screen, to show some of the different effects that we had to create for each character. Each character has our own set of spells and magical abilities that we had to set up. Next one there. We're talking about the Magic Closet. This was our first DS game. We had done a bunch of GBA games before. We were very excited about moving on to, for us, a much bigger platform with 3D and some other stuff. And we kind of went nuts with our character designer. In addition to having on the left side, you see we have, this is something that we've done in a few other games, just a very simple pick your 4 sections of a character. But we added with the addition of the stylus and touchscreen, the ability to create your own texture, which is pretty cool. Our initial design, as you can see from the sketch, was just giving fill patterns. And as we were getting into it, we realized actually we can do something really cool, make a full paint program, and we did. You can see on the right, far right, all the different tools that are available, 3 different brush sizes of fill, undo. You can actually pan the texture around, and you can invert it as well. And you have your palette in different colors. And since that was so neat, I'm going to keep talking, Eric, so you probably need to push me when I'm going to.
Yeah, all right, you're doing great, Jason.
Okay, good. Because I love this so much, I can just talk about it. So we added a wireless component, because obviously that's another big thing in the DS. So after you've built your outfit, after you've created your custom texture, you can wirelessly send it to a friend. And that worked. That was something that was very popular both with our client Konami and also with people that we tested the game. What do we have next? So one of the design goals was to tell the season 2 story of Wings, which is very similar to, let's see, how can I phrase this right? In season 2, the main character Bloom becomes Dark Bloom throughout the story, and her friends have to kind of bring her back to the side of goodness before she gets controlled by the evil. So,
Jason, this looks like a pretty sophisticated storyline. I don't know if you can read the text, but it says, "Why torture metaphors when I could be torturing you instead? Let's do this." It's quite an intertextual game.
we try, and yeah, we definitely step up for sketch. Thank you for pointing that out. We do have fun with the license, and we try to make a game that we're going to enjoy both, but not just working on, but also playing as well. So here we show just our story system, both in-game on the left and then on the right, static story streams to move the story. We can go to the next one. This shows 5 different mini games, and one of the neat things about working on a project like this is we have to do a lot of different types of design. It's not just focusing on one thing for a year or 3 years or whatever it is. We have a bunch of different elements that have their own game mechanic and that need to be created both on time and also fun. And again, very stylus-centric. The way we kind of figured it out is in the story game where you're flying around the side-scrolling shooter. That's a very traditional shooter where you're using the D-pad to control, but we really wanted to take advantage of the stylus. So for the mini games, we have these different mini games. Each of them most of them very stylus-centric, as you can tell by the little stylus story that's on top of it. If you want to play any of these games again, see one of our guys walking around with it. Is that my last slide?
Yes.
Okay. I'll save my other points for the discussion then, and I think that's it for Wings.
All right, thank you, Jason.